We are live. Welcome, guys, back to another edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. It's a late night edition. Why is the late night edition? Because tomorrow is the first day of the NFL, or first Sunday of the NFL season, and I need to go over the games because by the time I would get off of work tomorrow and hop on stream, games would have already started. So. We are. We'll talk about all of the games for tomorrow. Before we jump into it, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that good stuff. We appreciate all the support. Check out all links in the description below: YouTube, Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. All of it is linked down below. And all of our plays are already on the picks and parlays.net website. I'm not adding anything. We're just going to talk over some of the games. It's going to be kind of a quicker. I'm going to try to go for a kind of quicker stream just because I still have to be up at 3:30 tomorrow morning, which is just going to be a blast. But we'll go ahead and jump into the card. We'll start with the Pittsburgh Steelers and the New York Jets. The Steelers are 3-point favorites with a total of 37.5. Obviously, every team's first game of the year. And we got this line. I typed in 3. It's down to 2.5 now because this line opened up at a 3. It dropped to 2.5, back to a 3. Now it's back down to a 2.5. So line is heading towards the Jets. And with all the money and everything coming on Pittsburgh, so 71% of the bets and 68% of the handles on Pittsburgh, and the line's moving towards the Jets. I did start off my card with the New York Jets on the money line. I did. Plus 130, I believe I got with it. This is now, I'm not a believer in the Jets this year. I'm a Jets fan. Yes, I'm not a believer in the Jets. But I do have them on the money line at plus 130. So I kind of, that's how I started off my card with a little bit of Jets action in this one. We go to the next one, which is the Miami Dolphins and the Indianapolis Colts. The Colts are now 1.5-point favorites with a total of 47.5. I may end up having to get to this one. This one opened up at a 2.5-point dog for the Colts. And the line has gone from the 2.5 to a 1.5 to a pick'em. They went to a favorite, now back down to a pick'em. Actually, I'm not going to have to get involved with this one because I'm not going to be interested in this one at all. I will say this is right. Wow, the Orioles walked it off. Anyways, I have no interest in the Colts and the Dolphins. This line is just flipped around too much. And with 74% of the bets, 77% of the money on the Dolphins, it would be Colts or nothing. But it was not anything that I felt the need to go and bet. So this one is going to be a pass for me. So we'll start off we got the Jets and we pass on the Colts. Hi, Destiny. How you doing? Good to see you. Baltimore Ravens money line. Yes, we like the Ravens. That'll be the last game we talk about tonight. And Flowers touchdown. Hey. We just need them to score, right? I'm down for anybody to score. Let's go to the Panthers and the Jaguars. We got the Jaguars are a 3.5-point favorite with a total of 46.5. This one was not as much line reading. I'm stupid high on the Panthers this year. So I do have the Panthers. I grabbed their money line in this one. Plus 160, I got them at. This is a Panthers team that I took to win the division. I took them over their win total. And one of the big things here is this is a game that they have to win. This is one of the games that I circled on their schedule when there's like 3 or 4 games that they have to win in order for them to kind of get towards that division, that win total. And this is one of them. The line has not moved towards us. The line has actually gone a little bit against us because it opened up at a 2.5. It's up to a 3.5. I'm not going to be overly concerned with that one because all the money's coming in on the Jacksonville Jaguars, so it makes sense. So I'm on the Panthers. I got their money line at plus 160. I think they're going to win this one. Keep on rolling. This one and the next one we're going to talk about are possible dogs, like outright dogs that are like the Giants and the Commanders. Commanders are 6-point favorites with a total of 45.5. We look at where the line opened up compared to where it's now. It opened up at a 7, and it's moved down to a 6.5, down to a 6. And this one's screaming that the Giants win this game outright. I really do like this spot for them too. The Giants are going to be. The thing is, Washington's coming into the season, a lot of hype behind them after making the NFC Championship game. They were a couple plays away from possibly having a shot to go to the Super Bowl. But they got a lot of hype on them. The Giants, not a lot of people like. I'm not a big Giant person. I'm not going to go and be like, oh, Giants, this Giant. No. I am taking the Giants though. I got them at a 6. I'm going to take the G-Men in this one. With the way the line movement is, it's gone from the 7 to a 6. And most of the money, so 62% of the bets, 52% of the handle. So more of the money's coming in on them, and the line's gone down a point for them. This one screams Giants plus the 6. We'll keep on rolling because we got the Bengals and the Browns. This is another one where this line has moved. And I've started to see even 4.5s now. This line opened up at a 6, dropped to a 5.5, went back up to a 6, back to a 5.5, down to a 5, and now I'm seeing 4.5s. Now, we are Joe Burrow and the Bengals are notorious for starting out the season slow. We saw them lose last year. Was it 16-10 to the Patriots? Could we possibly see another one of those losers here, considering that the line's moving towards them? Line's moving towards the Browns with 75% of the bets, 69% of the handle on the Bengals. I like the Browns in this one, and it could be one that we could be interested in adding the Browns money line in this one. I think you're gonna see an upset right off the rip. I know I was saying like, ooh, Bengals to win the division maybe, but I am not liking them this game. Give me the Brownies plus the 4.5 in this one. No chat tonight, which it's fine. No chat. Kind of just wanted to have at least a little bit of a stream or something out for the NFL. That I'm getting all the score updates as we go. Patriots and the Raiders. Patriots are 2.5-point favorites with a total of 44 in this game, 44.5. This is a game I didn't bet. We look at the line movement in this one. It opened up at a 2.5, went up to a 3, back down to a 2.5. So not really a lot of line movement. The ticket numbers aren't really doing much for me because 56% of the bets and 62% of the money is on the Patriots. Not really anything I need to get involved with. These are two teams that I'm not high on this year. I think the Raiders might be a little bit fun with Genty, and I still like Brock Bowers. He's going to be one of the best tight ends in football this year, but it's a Raiders team that I'm not going to be super high on, and I think the Patriots finished last place in the division. So this one will be a pass for me. I guess if anything, I would kind of lean towards the Raiders. Maybe lean towards the over in this game could be a little bit fun, but not really anything I need to get involved with it. Jets. I took the Jets outright. I took the Jets money line. I didn't even bother with points. Appreciate it, B-Hawk. Yeah, no, I took the Jets outright. So Jets money line for me tonight, for tomorrow, right off the rip. And by the way, real quick, I did enter the Pub Sports Radio contest, and I will quickly mention those as I go, because we have talked about 2 of them so far because the Giants were one of my contest picks. PSR contest. The Giants were one of my picks. The Browns were one of my picks. And then we'll talk about them later. And then there will be a team on Monday night that will be part of my thing. T-Farm says Skull. I'm going to say no. I took the under in that game. We'll talk about that game on Monday, though. I'm on the Ravens. I got it at -115. I'm on the Ravens with you. I'm on the Ravens with you. We'll talk about that game. That'll be the last game we talk about today. We'll head to – this is another interesting one. We've got the Cardinals and the Saints. I did not bet it yet, but part of me kind of wants to lean towards the Saints. The Cardinals are 6.5-point favorites. 43.5 is the total in this one. We look at where the line's moving. Oh, no, okay. It started here. It started at a 4.5. It's worked its way from a 5 to a 5.5 to a 6 to a 6.5. Ultimately, that's what kept me off of it because I'm not going to lay with the points with the Arizona on the road. Just not really anything I would want to get involved with. The Saints are going to be a bad team this year, but I do feel like 6.5 points. I feel like the Saints can cover that number. Is it enough for me to want to go and put it out there? No. It's definitely a lean towards the Saints in this one, but when I looked at the lines and the way, because you got 74% of the bets and 82% of the money, which according to VSN, the biggest handle out of any team this week is the Cardinals at 82%. And so that's kind of a lot of money to come in on that one. So I end up staying off of it. I could see myself look towards the Saints, but I'm not going to. So no, I felt no need to go after that one. Kind of the same deal with this game. The Bucs and the Falcons, two teams that are supposed to be higher up in the division. I still like Carolina. But I looked at this one. Line opened up at a 2-point favorite for Atlanta, and it's kind of flipped. And to the point where I'm even starting to see some ones back the other way for the Falcons. So this one's a line that just keeps flip-flopping, and just not really a game that I felt like the need to get involved with. I feel like if I'm going after it, it's Atlanta, just because 71% of the tickets and 59% of the money. So you've got way more tickets. So the bigger money is coming in. Bigger money tickets are coming in on the Falcons compared to the amount of tickets coming in on them, because that's a big split in tickets, 71 to 29, and it's 59-41 for the money. So if anything, it's a look towards the Falcons for me. Once again, a line I just didn't feel that I needed to get involved with, so I didn't. So this one's going to be a pass for me. We'll keep on rolling because we're in the 4:00 games now, and I believe I'll have a play on every single game from now on out. The Titans and the Broncos. The Broncos are now 8.5-point favorites with a total of 42.5. Yes, most of the money's coming in on the Broncos. 71% of the bets, 78% of the tickets. That's great. I know that they're probably a little bit public, but this is a team that it opened up at a 7. It went up to a 7.5. Sorry, it opened up at 6.5 to a 7 to a 7.5 to an 8 to 8.5. We're going to see some 9s. This is going to be a Tennessee team that, and with Cam Ward, I'm not going to trust him. I know we did Total Chaos. Me and Terry did Total Chaos on Picks and Parleys. I may end up taking that Ward under his passing yards just because he's on the road, making his rookie start in altitude. I just don't think it's a good spot for him. I think the Denver Broncos defense shuts him down. I could see an under in this game. I could easily see this game being like a 24-3 type of game. I like the Broncos. I got them at -8. So I'm going to roll with Denver in this one. Will in the TikTok chat saying flex Jay Williams or E. Egbuka. I'll be completely honest with you. I don't do fantasy football like that, so I don't know. I am a sides and totals person. I do not look at player props. So I'm sorry, I can't help you out there. Let's keep on rolling. We've got 4 games left. San Francisco and Seattle up next. And I will say this line is not moving the way I was hoping it would. Actually, it opened up at a 1.5 point dog. It got up to a 2.5, and it went back down to a 2, to a 1, to a 2, back to 2.5. I will say when I bet it, the line was a little bit more in the favor of the 49ers. I do have the Niners in this game. 64% of the bets, 68% of the tickets, and the way that the line was moving at the time, 49ers looked like a really good play. I'm on it. I'm not going off of it now. I'm not as confident with it, just the way that the line's been moving since. I am on the Niners. I am on the Niners in this one. I expect a bounce back season from the Niners. I expect them to get back into the postseason after missing it last year. And I'm not super high on the Seahawks. So I am taking the Niners. I got them minus 2.5. Whoa. Good luck tomorrow, my brother, and chat. Good luck to you to stop Gio. Appreciate you stopping by. Wow, the Astros are beating the ever-living shit out of the Giants. Anyways, we've got 3 games left. We've got the Detroit Lions taking on the Green Bay Packers. Packers are 2.5-point favorites with a total of 47.5. This is a line that's kind of moved all over the place. Another one that when I bet it, the line looked a little bit more appetizing than it is now. Although you look at it now, the line when I bet it, it was a 2.5, and it's dropped down to a 1. But 71% of the bets, 75% of the money is on the Lions. So it makes sense that the line's moving a little bit more towards Lions now. I'm on Green Bay. When I bet it, I saw the line go from 1.5 to 2 to 2.5, and the money was more looking in the favor of Green Bay. It's not as good now. I'm still going to stick by the Packers. I think the Packers are I like the Packers to win their division, and I think the Packers are arguably going to be giving the Eagles the hardest time to repeat as NFC champs. So I do like the Packers in this one. So we'll take them minus the 2.5. Now I kind of lied to you guys because I said I was going to have a play on every single game. I actually don't have a play on this one. We got the Texans and the Rams. Rams are 3-point favorites with a total of 43.5. We go when we look at where this line has moved. It opened up around a 2.5 point favorite for the Rams. Went to a 3, back down to a 2.5, back up to a 3. So the line's gone towards the Rams, and we look at what the tickets are saying. The line's going towards the money's coming towards the Texans, though, which is very, very interesting. And it may end up having me add the Rams to my card. I think the Rams are going to be solid this year. They're going to be in a division where I think the Niners bounce back, but I don't think the Seahawks are any good, and I don't think Arizona's any good. So that's going to be a two-way race between them and the Niners. I would personally take the Niners, but I think the Rams are going to be very competitive this year. Texans are going to win the division by default because, honestly, out of Jacksonville, Indianapolis, and Tennessee, who's realistically putting up a fight? I don't see anybody putting up a fight, but I guess it would be a lean towards the Rams in this one, but not anything I'm going to get involved with either. So that will be the end of the 4 o'clock games, and that's going to take us to Sunday Night Football. You got the Baltimore Ravens and the Buffalo Bills. And this one's one of my personal favorite plays of the day because we've seen the line open up at a 2-point dog for the Ravens. It went from a 2 to a 1 to a pick'em to a -1 up to -1.5 now on the road for the Ravens. And that's with, yes, more of the money's coming in on the Ravens, which makes sense on why the line's moving that way. 54% of the bets, 68% of the money. So the line's moving the way it's supposed to. I like Baltimore. I like Baltimore in this one. They're personally, I know they're one of the favorites, but they're personally my Super Bowl pick is the Baltimore Ravens for them to win it all. And I'm going to ride with them a big chunk of the season, especially in close games like this, because I know they have another game in a couple of weeks versus the Chiefs. So it's going to be very similar to this. So I'm going to be on the Ravens train this year, and where it's going to start in Buffalo against the Bills. And the Ravens are going to be my fourth contest pick because I am in the PSR contest. So the contest picks this week are going to be the Giants, the Browns, the Packers, the Ravens, and it's going to be the Bears tomorrow night. I am going to be adding them to my card. I do like the Bears for that one. But that is everything for this Saturday night. I'm going to be trying to do Saturday night shows for the NFL cards because by the time I get off of work, it doesn't really work out well for me to be able to do the games. So it's going to be Saturday nights. So make sure you guys stay tuned for more Saturday night streams. Obviously, all the plays are over on the picksandparleys.net website, and they are available for all the members of the YouTube channel. I post them when I post out the card, so stay tuned for those. But that's going to do it for this edition of the Earle Sports Bet Show. I'll see you guys again on Monday.